Jeremy from jeremy.net. So, this particular page that I'm working on, I think this might be the page where I finally decided I really needed to start using more reference, more photo reference, posting the little figures that I'm using, because I noticed in a few of the videos I'll have coming up, you'll start seeing the process of me working with that reference material. But there's a lot of stuff in here, like this pant leg that I'm drawing, and for a lot of the clothing in general on this page, I noticed there's a bunch of little details where I feel like those pants legs don't really look like the way that cloth folds or wraps around the leg. And there's a lot of little details. In a way, it's not a negative thing, but as I look through this page, I see a lot of different things. I'm like, oh, I could fix this, I could fix that. There's lots of things I can change and make better. And that's the way it is with any piece of artwork. You make the best thing you can at the time. And the more important goal is that you want to learn how to not make those mistakes in the first place so that the original thing you make will be better and better and you'll spend less time correcting and fixing mistakes. But the overall thing that I realized is that it really is hard work making comics. Now that should come as no surprise to anybody who has tried making a comic book or drawing comic book pages. It's very time and labor intensive, writing, drawing, lettering, coloring, all of the thumbnailing, working out all the details, shooting reference, all these things. It's a lot of work. But I really enjoyed working on this issue. I enjoyed drawing this issue probably as much as any issue since I've started working on the comic. I think I really started to enjoy that process. I found the same way that I've learned over time to really love figure drawing, even though it's very challenging and difficult. I never felt like using reference was cheating. For me, I've tried another issue where I did a photo shoot of all my thumbnails, and I had friends come over and pose. I had props and costumes, and I shot all this reference, and it took so much time that I feel like, well, I can't afford to spend that much time to make each issue when I'm not able to do this full time. When I'm doing this in my spare time when I come home from work at night, it's like I need to keep the pages coming at a certain pace. This issue, I stopped worrying about that. And as you can tell by the fact that, it's taken me all year. I'm still not done with this issue, and it's going to be out in early 2018. I'm still finishing gray toning it. That same problem of it taking the problem of it taking the amount of time that it takes to do a single comic book page. I still continue to acknowledge it, but I sat down and said, all right, let me just try and make this the best comic that I can. And this particular page, from here going forward, you'll see where I'm going back and spending a lot more time fixing and trying to fix the mistakes before I make them. This page was probably one of the last ones where I was just going through drawing, and then you see me occasionally. I'll break out a little bit of white out and white out one place here, one place there, or I'll just go in with black and just black out something completely. So I'm like, yeah, that just isn't working. But all of the hard work that it takes to make comics and the time that it takes, I really, in working on this issue, sat down and just said, all right, let me just get back to trying to draw them better. Now, I'm not trying to draw them perfect, because perfect will drive you nuts. And, I'm not the first person to say that perfect is the enemy of done or finished. And you can definitely recognize that, because there's stuff like, even when I'm, the cowboy that I'm drawing now, when I go in and I start doing detail on his legs, it's another thing just in general with the clothing. Like, there's a lot of stuff with the pant legs where I'm like, wow, I really didn't look at any reference when I was drawing those pant folds. And I don't beat myself up about it. If I were actually just inking that page like I just finished it, then I would probably go back and repaint out those legs altogether. But considering the fact of how far along I am with the issue and it's practically done, I think for a lot of stuff like that, I just live with the fact that it didn't come out as well as I'd like, and I need to pay closer attention to it in the future. Another thing that I'm finding is I've been spending more spare time trying to get back to reading more often. And not just reading for reference or research, but also trying to really read for pleasure. I feel like that's something I've been missing a lot. I didn't read very many books for just pure personal enjoyment. And that means getting back to reading more comics. And the good thing about that, I mean, there's a lot of good things about reading comics for fun. But the good thing about it in terms of helping make me a better artist is that I've been spending, less time reading comics for the previous year. And now that I'm coming back and spending more time doing it, I'm looking at these things with the analytical eye of how they're doing the effects they're doing. I'm spending a lot more time looking at lighting, looking at background details, how people are composing and framing shots. And these are things that I've had in my mind from a lifetime of being a comics fan and reading comics. But it is very good to have a little bit of time away and then come back and look with fresh eyes and see, wow, these are all different details and techniques and approaches that I'm not utilizing. There's whole levels of detail and a sense of polish that I'm not executing as well as I could be. And I don't look at this as comparisonitis, where it's like, oh, all the other artists are great and I suck. I could add more onto that sentence. I'm not going to. But what it really is looking at more accomplished artists and looking to them for inspiration in terms of what is possible in a comics page. Like, I'm illustrating at what might be the best of my abilities at this particular moment, but there's a lot more that's out there well beyond what I'm capable of. And looking at comics with kind of a fresh eye in general, mainstream comics, indie comics, but looking at the work that other people that are better than I am, it's giving me a chance to really reflect on my own work, not with envy and not with jealousy, but simply reflect on it like, wow, I can be better at my craft, and these are some people that are doing better. How can I adopt some of what they know to step my game up? So that's this whole phase, this whole issue is about me trying to step my game up. And again, like with anything else, for every step that I improve, there's that much more that I need to learn. And it's hard work, but I'm really enjoying this. It's like trying to put together a 5,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. Each time I learn a little something more, another piece falls into place. There's still that much more that I have to learn, and it's hard. It really is. But I'm not pissed off that it's hard. I'm not sitting there going, God damn it, this page sucks. I'm tired of looking at it. It's just like, it's more things for me to lose myself in. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like and share them. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can sign up for my weekly newsletter to get a free digital comic at newsletter.jeremy.net. That's newsletter.gerimi.net. Also, visit my main website, jeremy.net, where you can buy my comic books, art prints, and more. There's also links to my Instagram, Twitter, and other social media accounts. That's it for now. Go be creative.